Hey guys, so one of the guys had suggested I do a quick test, and I'd done it before, but I only did it with one door open. And what it is, you take the T-top off, and you sit in the car and you try and close the door. And what it'll show you is what the structural integrity is like in your car, well, in your 914, because it's obviously it's a T-top, so all the strength is in the rockers here. So I did it already in the passenger side, and it was no surprise there. I'll do it again on the driver's side. So we sit in it, and I get grease all over my shoes because somebody slopped grease all over the bottom of the floor here. And we go, and we gently shut the door, and it shuts fine. I'd removed the weather stripping, so it doesn't tell me as much as it should, but it seemed to shut okay there on this side. Yeah, this is really badly hatched. So it seems to shut okay, and I had a look underneath. That's frustrating me, because these are just unbelievably badly deteriorated. Did the same on the passenger side, and it shuts exactly the same as if you're not sitting in the car. So we go like this, and it shuts. Now the only problem is that this side has a bit of an alignment issue. I think the catch isn't quite 100% because it's standing out a fair bit here. But I think that that's related to some of this bad body work that's here too. So I'll have to investigate that. I'm hoping that it's just a latch alignment issue, but we'll see how we go. Anyway, sounds like somebody just showed up, so I'll get back to you guys in a minute. Anyways, getting back to this thing here. I had a look earlier on underneath, and I'm hopeful that it's going to need minimal work underneath. The problem spots I can see, I'll see if I can get it with the light, is where the pedals mount, which is where you see that bolt there. That was repaired once already, and it's obviously very badly rusted. Now the rest of this doesn't look too bad, except when we get over here. Let's see if we can get some light. Oops, I'm put it on the antenna. Yeah, right there, looks like it's going to need some repairs. I'm just looking at the camera because I can actually get a better view from the camera here. But it actually doesn't look too bad. It looks like a lot of surface rust. Now, it might be hidden, whatever is here might be hidden under, like inches of undercoating, but I don't think it's too bad under here. And like I said, it seemed to pass the test there. The only thing, it'd be nice to sandblast this. This kind of looks, let's see if we can get up in here a little better. I'm just trying to get a better viewpoint here. Yeah, like it looks reasonably good. There's a little bit of softness here and on the other side. This is over behind the wheel just to give you some perspective. One thing I can't figure out is what happened to the jack point. Because I think it's right about here, there's supposed to be a jack point. And I don't know where it went. It doesn't, unless this is a whole bunch of sheet metal that somebody packed over this, but I don't think so because there's still the sill support. So that I'm a little puzzled about. I'll show you some of the other soft spots I've noticed as well. Doesn't seem to be too much underneath. That's the only thing I'm happy. Well, I'm happy to see that, obviously. Okay, so there we go. We'll have a look under here. Now here, it's a little bit softer right there. You can see that. Poke my finger through there and I'll be jabbing the screwdriver. It looks like you can see something that looks like a patch over top of it here that somebody undercoated over, so that wasn't any big shock. And once again, no jack point, no sign of a jack point, other than whatever this tab is, which I think was for the rockers. And obviously it's not been modified too much because, once again, there's a sill support still there. That doesn't seem to be attached. Oh, actually, it's pretty badly rusted, actually. You can see it right there. Well, that'd be a fairly easy thing to make again. I'm not too worried about it. Okay, let's have a look underneath here and see if we see anything different. Now this, yeah, you can see right here, This is back behind the passenger door underneath here. This looks pretty suspect, and it definitely has been patched at some point, it looks like to me. Yeah. So I was thinking, I'm going to the Barrie Auto Flea Market this spring, or I don't know if to call it the spring or the summer one, but I'm going to that tomorrow, and I was thinking I would look for some floor pans, but I think that would be overkill. And it looks like these rocker boxes are solid. Either somebody's repaired them or they're okay, and all that. But I think what I'm going to look for is just some of the other sundries, like weather stripping would be a nice thing to get for this thing because it's actually pretty badly deteriorated. You know, the jack point actually looks a little distorted there, doesn't it? Not quite level. It might be fairly soft in there. We'll go and look in the engine bay. That's where I see a few other soft spots here. So I'll pause you guys and we'll go around and have a look at that. Okay, so there's the engine bay, and there's obviously some not too nice repairs here. That actually reminds me, I do believe that this air cleaner was slightly damaged. Yeah, right in here where you see the bit of duct tape, it was like it got partially melted or something like that. So I might look for that tomorrow at the flea market. We'll see how that goes. Soft spot right here. I think this is going to be a little bit more work than I thought it would be. Soft spot perforation right there. Sorry, I'm holding you upside down, and another spot right there that doesn't look too good. I hate to say it, but I think that here's another spot that I saw earlier. It looks like there's a bunch of mud in there, and that is never going to be good. So I'll have to vacuum that out. Go around to the other side as I hook onto one of the injectors, and we'll have a look at it. Okay, underneath the battery box, perforation right there. Well, what the hell is that mess? Wow, look at that, eh? Looks like somebody, I don't know what the hell I'm looking at. Yeah, it looks like somebody welded a bunch of garbage on top of that there, eh? Okay, and up and in here without taking the battery out. Yeah, the battery tray doesn't look too solid. A little bit of peeling paint up here. I'll have to pull this firewall pad off before I know what's behind it. It doesn't help to shine it into the light. Well, I hate to say it, but I think I'm going to have to pull the engine out of this thing. This is going to be a lot more work than I thought it was going to be. I thought this was going to be a simple spray, and maybe it should be. You know, if I pull the battery out, I can repair this. Pull the hinge support off of there, and then I can repair that. You know, I want to take the trunk lid off to get a little bit better access to some of this stuff anyways. So I may not need to do too much. It doesn't look like it's really perforated. I can see surface rust down there, but I don't see any perforation. So this may not be as bad as you think it is. Believe it or not, this might have actually been a halfway decent solid car, just some bodgy repairs. So that's what I see so far. Okay, not a lot to show, but I was fooling around with the lights because they wouldn't come up and down when I tried them. And I found that they work, but there's a bad connection in here. Somebody had put this wire to bridge it across to the other side, so it's actually getting powered off that side, off the passenger side, which is weird. So I'll have to go and take those off and look at them, but they'll come off anyways when I go to paint under here regardless. But I thought I'd just leave them popped up so that I can take these covers off eventually and do that. But I wanted to make sure they worked if I'm going to the flea market tomorrow, and if I actually see any parts, that would be one of the things that might be worth looking for if they were bad, but they seem to be okay. One thing I wanted to show you was when I was taking this all apart here. First of all, I have to figure out how to take that off. It doesn't look like there's actually a hinge. I think it uses the springs there as a hinge, kind of. So I have to figure that out and all that. But I took the old battery out, which was gone anyways. And you can see some of the interesting wiring that goes on here. This is the positive battery terminal. I don't know what's embedded in here, but I imagine I'm not going to like the look of it. But the battery tray is obviously gone. Somebody repaired it. There's the ECM actually. So I'm going to see if I can cut this out and then see what's underneath it, because this is one of the bad spots apparently, is battery acid leaks and gets in, corrodes under there. I can't really see anything. Actually, it doesn't look too bad under there. You can see. Maybe you can see. I don't know. Can't see the screen. Yeah, it doesn't look actually too bad. I don't see any actual perforation there, but then again, that might be a patch on top of that. Anyways, so battery tray is added to the list as well. And I don't know. I'm still not sure if this is that was sold to me as a 2 liter, but I don't know if it's a 2 liter. There's a serial number right there. I'll turn you around. But I don't know. That's not stamped on the case. It's on one of the metal stamping, so I don't know if that counts as the serial number or not. I don't see anything along here. Anyways, that's where it's supposed to be if it's a 2 liter, but if it's a 1.7, it's going to be under here somewhere. Anyways, I'm just rambling again. This is going to be a long video, eh? Okay, so I removed that battery tray, and I had a look in here, and where's my screwdriver? It looks pretty good underneath it. Yeah, you know what? I was wondering about that. I think that somebody's got a piece of patch. You can kind of see the edge of something here, right? So this is obviously a lot lighter than this. So there's a problem right there. There's also a problem right in here. A pretty big problem, actually. I don't know what I'm even looking at, but it doesn't look good. I think that's the back of the, yeah, it's the back of the door latch is what that is. Okay, but otherwise, you know, a little bit of softness here. That shouldn't be too bad to fix. But yes, definitely the, so that's what that is. So that's a piece of metal that they bent up around this corner, I think, into here, and just kind of scabbed it over there. Okay, well, that shouldn't be too big a deal. I was watching on 914 World, forums there. I saw one guy was doing repair on his 914 that had been hit in this quarter, and he actually fabricated a lot of his patches. So I'm not feeling too intimidated by doing something like that, especially something that you don't see right away. But yeah, here's something interesting. What do you need wire tape for? I don't even know what that's for, but it goes into the firewall, into the cab, and whatever it was something that went here, but somebody decided to redo it and do a sloppy job of it. Well, at least they did solder it. They didn't just twist them together and then slap some tape on it, but nonetheless, something else to do. But I do hate to say it, but I think good old Mr. Engine and Transmission have to come out. And I didn't want to do that because this was supposed to be a quick and dirty job, but I think this is going to go and balloon into a little bit more than I figured, but such as it is, I'll accept it. You know, this is I will not do some slapdash job. That's just not in my nature. So I'm going to do it right. Okay, I couldn't resist tearing apart the doors. I wanted to have a look in here. In particular, I wanted to have a look at the passenger door because the door latch, the outside door latch, wasn't working. And I actually happened across, excuse me, an article, or actually it was a ad on, oh God, what's that company's called? Regardless, on one Porsche company or aftermarket Porsche parts website, a replacement part. And they basically, what was happening with this one was, this is the driver's side one, that's the passenger side one. The passenger side one acted like the lock was locked from the outside. And what there is there's this piece of plastic that when you actuate this, if I can actuate this with one hand, there we go. You can see, pushes that piece of plastic out. And you can see it's intact on the driver's side here. You can see how that works. And what has happened is that piece is broken off, and this one is actually almost broken off as well. Apparently it's available. 15 bucks for that piece, but it's better than buying a whole new mechanism. Looks like something I could almost make out of a piece of aluminum, but I think for my time, I'll spend the 15 bucks twice, times 2. Anyways, looking in the door, here's what's interesting in the door here. Let's pull this flat light out of here. This door doesn't look too bad. You can see that it's going to need to be recoated on the inside here. It's certainly got some surface rust in it, and but it seems pretty solid. This one doesn't look to have been repaired. There's a fair bit of muck in the bottom of that, so I'll have to clean that out, lube the mechanisms, but I think everything will be working okay. We'll go around to the passenger side. I'm just looking around to anything else, and you can see the giant door bars, to keep the side impact door bars right here. They're quite substantial. And I think they add a lot of rigidity to the car itself, and I guess they tie in probably to the back sill. So let's go around to the passenger side and I'll show you what I found there. Okay, here's the passenger side, and you can see that it perforated quite badly there, and at some point somebody put a patch in. They just slapped it over the existing metal, so I'll take that out, or cut that out, and redo that. I'll have to strip the skin first to see how much they did. The back part of it actually doesn't look too bad. It looks like that's original there. Might be a little bit of soft in the corner. I can see a bit of bronze, probably almost exactly in the center of the camera view. There we go. I'm illuminating it now. So there's obviously a bit of perforation on that one, but otherwise this door doesn't look too bad. And like I can probably get away with just doing the front, few inches of it. You can see a bit there. It looks a little bit not so good. We'll do it. We'll pull the door off. 6 bolts. I'll pre-drill the holes just to make sure I can get it fairly close to where it was before. Or what I'll do is I'll pre-drill. I'll drill an alignment hole in the center of each of these hinges, and then I can insert, a pin or a bolt or something like that, probably like a roll pin. And it'll hold it in roughly that position. Because I heard that removing the actual hinge pins is a bitch, so it's not even worth thinking about. I do have to do some alignment on this door anyway, so it's not going to be 100%. It's got to come out just a bit. And I also figured out that this just needs some lubrication here. It's not working very well. You can see if I pull the lever, it kind of just. So it just needs a little bit of lubrication. I also found out that, I was commenting about why the door wasn't going all the way in, and it seems that you have to slam it a bit. That may or may not be a very good sign about the, there you go, about the latch mechanism or the alignment there. It may be a little bit off, so I'll have to look at that. Yeah, now I can't push on that damn thing. No wonder that piece of plastic breaks. If I can't press on it with my finger and not hurt my finger, then how would you expect a little piece of plastic to survive that? Maybe the aluminum idea isn't that terrible an idea. Anyways, there's a little scrape on here. Like I said, when I sand this all out, I'm sure I'll get it looking a lot better. You can actually see that whole pimpling effect is really pronounced where that patch is. So, it's all pretty pronounced everywhere. That'll be one of the things, if I'm home early from the automotive flea market, I'll give that a quick sand and see how that looks. Regardless, anyways guys, if any of you are going to the Barrie Flea Market, look for me. I'll be there with my neighbor Stewie. He's a big guy, one leg, so he's pretty hard to miss. Anyways, I'll see you guys tomorrow.